Well, welcome back to another thrilling edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse. Summer of Sleaze continues with a film from 1972 called Queen Boxer. Now, as most of you already know, kung fu films really aren't my forte. But Big Al, for some reason, was enamored with this shit, and being that he was practicing judo for whatever reason, he roped me into seeing this triple feature. It might have been at the Empire, I'm not sure. It was like one of those three non-stop kung fu films or whatever. But the first film up was something called Queen Boxer, and this one actually had a one-sheet poster out with some hot Asian chick basically holding a handful of eyeballs. So I was like, all right, maybe there's some hope for this fucking thing. Well, actually there wasn't. So we go in, this thing starts off with this big brawl with this one guy taking on everybody. He's got a bunch of little hatchets stuck in him all over the place, and he keeps on fighting and whatever. And then he's pinned to the wall, covered with blood, when the main bad guy comes up and picks up two lit cigars and goes to shove them in his eyes. Then we cut to, it drops in Queen Boxer with some fucking credits, and the main star was Judy Lee, and there's no such animal as Judy Lee. It's some other pretty attractive Asian chick that just sort of shows up in this purple outfit and wanders around. And then there's this whole deal about this one guy who's basically trying to push the mob or whatever these people are out. And that becomes pretty fucking boring for a while until a bunch of innocent people are just killed by this criminal's minions and shit. So then it winds up that the first guy that was killed with the axes was this chick's brother. So she finds this other guy who just took on a whole bunch of kung fu people and is bleeding to death. So she rips off her purple outfit, she's got a white outfit underneath, and she proceeds to slice and dice her way through armies of kung fu killers. At this point I decided to get up and take a leak. Actually, I could have taken a shit, jerked off, gotten a blowjob, walked around the corner, because when I came back, the fucking fight was still going on and on and on and on. So, anyway, there's more bloodshed, and the main bad guy's got a bunch of these little hatchets stuck in him. And he's pinned to the wall, and she walks up and goes like this, and then all of a sudden it drops in the end. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. The only reason I came into this fucking thing was to see a fistful of eyeballs get yanked out, and then they cut away at that key scene. Now I'm like, okay, I ain't staying for the other two films, and he's like, what the fuck? I said, dude, this thing sucks, I'm going back to the bar. I got a funny feeling this thing was just brought in, and then they angled the size, the name to make it look good, and put a really nice looking chick on the poster that had nothing to do with the actual fucking movie, and she was holding a handful of bloody eyeballs. So that would have enticed anybody to come in to see it, and then you get ripped off at the end. So a lot of these, I don't know, these films promised a lot but never delivered. I mean, at least Shanghai Joe, Joe ripped out some guy's eyeballs. I think the same with Five Fingers of Death. So I got no eyeball footage. Not that, that important, but anyway, that's sort of a really shitty little fucking film that I unfortunately had to revisit to refresh my memory, and it brought back this wonderful memory of sitting in the Empire Theater with Big Al watching a shitty movie. So that's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.